Welcome to Skyd Magazine's Hardcap. I'm Elliot Trotter here with our Open Division reporters at the 2011 Club Championships in Sarasota, Florida. I've got Tyler Kinley, Ian Toner, and Zach Smith here to talk about what went wrong and what went right today. I understand that Pool C got a little bit crazy, and there were some upsets pretty much in every pool.
It's true. Pool C was crazy. It was Furious, Ring, Machine, Southpaw as 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the pool, and none of it went to seed. Watching Furious was especially tough because they were just in it for so many games, and then just didn't have that last piece to close it out. I know you watched a lot of the Ring Machine game. What did you see from that one?
What I saw from the Ring Machine game was Ring rattling off breaks when it mattered, late in the first half and shortly out of half in the second half. We talked about earlier, they were doing a little bit of a poachy defensive scheme against Machine's host stack, and that played right into their hands. I understand that you were at the epic Machine Southpaw game that would determine who goes into power pools. You got anything to say about that one?
You were reporting 40 minutes even after this your audience.
Yeah,
that's how intense it was.
My iPhone died, and I was just talking into nothing. And they're literally reporting to the fans around me who I said that they liked it. Maybe I annoyed them. Crazy stuff happened. For one, there were multiple cramps on both sides. Machine suffered at least 10 cramps. Some players had like 3 to 4.
It was pretty hot today.
It was hot, but it's Florida hot. It's not like sweltering like death heat, like it has been in years past. Even though like an observer got a cramp and had to leave the game, causing a 15-minute delay at 13-13. Really changing the momentum, sort of in storyline of the game. Players were like yawning and jamming. Another crazy part, there's outside of the field boundaries, there's a player line and then a gear line. The players have to be behind the player line at all times if you're a substitute at the moment. At I think 14s, a southpaw player was right on the sideline, hucked it, and the huck went beelined out of bounds. Potentially, who knows? It could come back in, but just cranked a Machine player in the face. Ensuing, he goes down. Teammates come get him, but he's injured for a while. And then the ensuing observer discussion with the ex-Marine Southpaw coach was intense. And it took, again, another long delay, like literally leafing through rule books, arguing whether or not, what it came down to was, are you beyond the player line or not? If you are within the player line, you're illegally positioned as a sub. This would go back. If you're outside, you're, essentially, you're like anything else that's out of bounds, and it'd be immediate turnover. It ended up, what was it? It was a turnover, because the player was just behind the line. In any case, it came down to 16-16 game point. Both teams got a D, and Machine punched it in finally in an epic game.
So how did that pool end up playing out?
Well, Ring prevailed. That game, the Machine Southpaw game, determined who got second. And that was easily the most exciting, battled over pool of them all.
And what else did you guys watch? I know you were at a couple Bravo games today.
Yeah, the Bravo Revolver game. Bravo was playing for their lives against Revolver at the same time that Machine was playing against Southpaw. Bravo opened up with 2 quick breaks, gave them a lot of momentum, had an opportunity for a third break, but just couldn't punch it in, and Revolver seemed to slowly find their stride after that. They didn't really need to beef up any lines more than normal. They kept things loose, and they were able to get it back on serve by the time halftime rolled around, and it was 8-7 Revolver. The second half, as Adam Chicken Simon said, was a little bit of an athlete fest with decision-making kind of going out the window, but Revolver made sure that they came out on top of that, and they won 15-13, putting Revolver on top of that pool and sending Bravo down to the lower pools. GOAT was the other team from that pool to advance.
Zach,
the power pools.
What else were you paying attention to? Did you watch any of the Ironside double wide game?
We were watching at the same time we were watching Ironside, Truck Stop, and Double Wide Chain Lightning.
Okay.
And the most important thing that we both agreed that was the most important thing in that round was Double Wide's consistency. the when you put guys like Brody Smith and Kirk Gibson on the same line, you're expecting athletic plays. You're expecting what Revolver and Johnny Bravo game was turning into. You were expecting that kind of play. Double wide ran a very, very consistent vert stack. Everyone was getting into the action. They were distributing the disc incredibly well. And it wasn't just, give the disc to Brody, wait 5 seconds, then he dumps it. They were just they were moving the disc incredibly well. The game speed was incredibly fast. And, a few defensive changes since the South Region Final. And, their offense, they destroyed Chain. And that was incredible to watch. Ironside Truck Stop. A lot of people, I'm sure, favored Ironside going into that game. So, I don't think anyone expected Ironside to beat Truck Stop that badly, but
Ironside
Truck
really took care of business.
Truck, late in the game when I think they were down 7-3 or something like that. They started I think they ended the game on a better note than they started the game. Just their offense looked better, it looked crisp. The way they were moving the disc was definitely their style of offense. So a loss obviously stinks, but losing you went 2-1 on the day and you're in power pools. It's not the worst thing in the world. So they found their stride, and hopefully they could bring the positives from that game to tomorrow.
So Revolver and Ironside still a little bit untouchable so far this weekend.
I would say with Double Wide's play, I would say that if they could play like that, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to stop them.
Interesting.
You absolutely put Double Wide in that category. Anyone who's watched footage of them this summer from something like Colorado Cup or Labor Day, you haven't seen them play this patient, and I guarantee you haven't seen them distribute the disc this much in the backfield. So watch out for Double Wide.
So we're going to see a lot of these matchups in power pools tomorrow, and we'll talk more about that in our warm-up show. So thanks, guys, for reporting today. We'll see you more tomorrow on the fields. Tyler Kinley, Ian Toner, and Zach Smith are open reporters for Scott Magazine.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.